All right, everyone. It's time for something maybe more positive because the news of the day is very bitter today, like Venezuela and shit. Talking about another content creator and sort of my thoughts about them, and that's Soph, who's becoming even more well known. But literally, I think it was I can't remember exactly when I first stumbled upon the channel, but I know it was she's rising up towards I think 1 million subscribers almost now. I think it was like half that at the time, and she was doing more gaming. And really, it just sort of illustrates the changes that have been taking place on YouTube, and I'd say elsewhere too within the tech world. Anything sort of cyber culture related. In her case, a lot of political commentary now, whereas before it was sort of like edgy gaming clips and like, oh, haha, here's this kid basically saying fuck, and that was entertaining. In the wake though, especially of YouTube, I guess turning off her comments, she got pissed. And now there's some more, explicitly bitter political and social commentary going on. And just watching it, link in the description, first and foremost to her most recent video, which is hilarious. You'll probably enjoy it. Secondly, actually, Brittany Venti actually interviewed her not long ago. I think it was just last month. So, that sort of illustrates the point more. And I was thinking, this is the direction I hope political commentary goes for YouTube. Here's the problem. YouTube sort of waffling half this and half that approach to political commentary, to edgy content, is not going to work long term, because what they've done is they've appeased the censorship lovers. Those censorship lovers then will shut up for a while, and then they'll want to be appeased again. And then they'll keep doing that, boiling the frog, until there's no considerable political commentary left, and it's basically just Jimmy Kimmel wanking himself off, or Casey Neistat talking about how great neoliberalism is. That's basic, or Will Smith talking about tolerance and progressive narrative or something like that. That's what it'll be. YouTube can go in one of two directions. It can go back to its roots as a creator community, a place where independent individuals simply create content. They shouldn't curate it. They shouldn't really care about what the content is, as long as it conforms, number one, to U.S. law, and number two, is conducive for people being able to say what they want. Like if you're like mass spamming, that's obviously a problem. If you're threatening others, that's a problem. Otherwise, it should be basically non-policed for the most part. There's no real reason for it. The idea that edgy content is going to make extremists or something is total bullshit. It's the exact opposite. It's cathartic and it prevents violence. We've seen this. The internet, the rise of the public internet coincides with one of the greatest periods of peace and prosperity in world history, even among just the regular civilian day-to-day population. Gun crimes at a near 50-year low. Guess when it began declining? Haha, it was around the time that home internet started being popular. Wow, people could take out their aggression on people online by cyberbullying or whatever, and so they didn't go and shoot things. Now that they're suppressing things, all of a sudden you have a bunch of ideologically motivated shooters. Wow, I wonder how the fuck did that fucking happen? It was fucking calm and shit. But just watch the content. It's refreshing to see someone who sort of gets it, especially when they're still in middle school. And it's fairly uncommon. Like we say, like Gen Z is less inclined towards liberalism, at least in the non-fiscal sense, than in the past. They're like more edgy. Maybe so, but still, disproportionately people that are younger are more liberal. Let's just put it that way. It's just the way that it happens. And I was thinking, like, if I have kids or something, I hope this is how they turn out, not afraid to speak their mind. I hope that they're like Soph, or they're like Nick Sandman, the Covington kid there, who, he's getting approached by other people that are acting in an aggressive and antagonistic manner, one of which is saying racist things, and he just sort of stands there and has self-control. You know how difficult that is at that age? Yeah, you probably remember being that age at one point. I think, isn't he like 17? I think he barely became an adult like last month or something. I think he wasn't even an adult at the time, which is why all the people who defamed him are doubly fucked in the ass. But it's nice to see political commentary that doesn't hold back, because a lot of it, even on like the right, so-called, it's like a Ben Shapiro or something that you would show to grandma, somebody in a sweater, and it's innocuous, it's not offensive, it's just like, hey guys, I'm a conservative, but I'm don't worry, I'm just a human. I'm nice. I make dad jokes and wear the cute clothes or whatever, and I slick my hair back. That's sort of like the Shapiro side of so-called right-wing political commentary, for the most part. And you think a lot of those people get banned too. It was like the other night when I was on JF's program there, sort of celebrating 1 year of his show, and I was pointing out, like, it was suggested, like, I think who was it? I think it was Colette was talking about Sargon, Carl Benjamin's sort of run for UKIP and about optics and stuff, and I'm like, at this point it doesn't even matter. You get banned and defamed and attacked and abused no matter what you fucking say. You might as well just be yourself and people will respect you more. Let them take it or leave it as they want to. Now, I understand it's a little bit different if you're running for office as opposed to just making YouTube videos. I like to think that that's a basis for potential political action, though, anyway. You get to the point, like, I'm thinking of a future for Soph or for anyone else, any other political commentator, anyone who even touches on political issues. They don't have to be dedicated solely to that cause, especially if they're taking up maybe more unorthodox view as far as political things go. How are they going to work a regular job? Once you become well known enough so that, you get a job, you get recognized there by someone who doesn't like you and they have a chat with your boss about something you posted on the internet 5 years ago, the gig's up. You got no choice but to be self-employed for the rest of your life. Like, I've consigned myself to that. If I got mass deplatformed and stuff, I would have to find some way to scrape by. I would have to find some way to keep doing what I'm doing. Maybe partially it carries over into real life. You go on a speaking tour or something. But fundamentally, there's no way for me to get a 9-to-5 job. It's simply not possible. At this point, the only way I could do that is if I had a subscriber, literally someone who's already a fan of my work, saying, hey, I'm down and out, I'm in mass deplatform, you're going to have to flip donuts over on the fryer, saying, oh, well, I can offer you a job. Something that would be basic and entry level. Because, what marketable skills? It'd be funny, go into like customer service, you become like a PR representative or something like that, and you're like, oh, fuck the commies, and so, oh my god, you're saying liberal things to me on the phone, fuck off, we don't want your business, and you get fired again, have to find another job. I'm trying to think of like, Sargon of Akkad, the door greeter. Baked Alaska's restaurant. He becomes a chef or something like that, and he only serves Baked Alaska's, which isn't that an ice cream dish, which is really funny. Don't they I guess fry the outside? I don't know how it's made. I don't know. I don't like sweets, so I wouldn't know. But yeah, it's nice to see political commentary that isn't totally fucking vapid, because a lot of it ultimately is. There are a lot of political commentators that won't even say like hell or damn it or something like that. Honestly, or they'll go out of their way to try to be inoffensive. Like if they say anything, they're like, don't get the wrong idea. I have this belief, but I'm not trying to be sexist. I'm not trying to be racist. Please don't dogpile me. Don't dog whistle for censorship. Don't straw man what I say. And it's gonna happen anyway. You might as well be offensive. Being offensive, by the way, is actually really cool. Like if you don't do it just to be offensive. Like, that's a bad thing generally to do. But if that's, like, part of your personality, you just don't give a shit or something, why would you hold back? People are going to attack you anyway. And by the way, it's really funny because I'm also thinking of, like, when YouTube possibly shifts the goalposts with its TOS in the future, starts kicking off the next wave of commentators. It'd be very funny if they ended up, they're, like, kicking off, at the time she'd be, like, in high school or something like that. It's a little bit different. It's a little bit harder, I think, for them to do that to certain classes of people, especially if they happen to be female. There is a level of protection there that's not afforded to males, I think, in general in political commentary. Because, the sexism part sort of goes out the window. Unless you're Candace Owens or something like that, then for some reason the moniker sticks. Very interesting. So yeah, you should take a look at that because it's pretty great. I'm a subscriber. There are a lot of good political commentators on YouTube and elsewhere. It's just the problem is a lot of people, they get deplatformed and they're not there as often anymore. Like Loomer getting deplatformed on every fucking platform and stuff. Infowars being basically just a standalone website at this point, which should never have happened in the first place. I mean, it's despicable and it's ignorant of the soccer mom normie Americans to endorse such things. It's like they look exactly like mobs of goofballs burning Beatles records back in '64 or '65. They look exactly the same. They don't even realize how fucking lame they look. They've become the same crooked pawn corporate establishment sellout bullshitters that they used to fight against. Like some hippie, they have kids, and all of a sudden they start snorting coke, and now they're older even than when they were yuppies, and their kids are sort of grown up. They have grandkids, and all of a sudden they become pearl clutchers. Like little old grannies gossiping on the street corner. It's like the two demented women from Arsenic and Old Lace. By the way, extremely funny comedy. You should watch it. It sort of looks like that. It's crazy shit. Yeah. Just a little bit of a rant there, but it's interesting. But yeah, take a look at that and also the Venti interview because I thought that was well made. That's about all. Peace out.